Well, so welcome back for the first case of this week of Forever Friday. In this case, we are going to Louisiana. I know I've covered at least one Louisiana case. That was New Orleans back in like the 1800s. But I don't know if I've ever covered Louisiana like outside of that, if that makes sense. So of course, that being said, we're going back to Louisiana, specifically Slaughter, Louisiana. Didn't even know this was an actual city, but apparently it is. Founded in the late 1800s, apparently like 1889 by apparently a pair of brothers, and their last name was Slaughter, so you want the whole town to be named after them, which of course makes sense, but considering the kind of weird last name, but of course it is what it is. These people ain't changing it. I guess they like what it is because ain't nobody tried to position to have it like changed. So of course, this case was trending at one point, and apparently it's still like active. Either there's not a lot of information that we know about right now. That information may come out later. It may come out never. Who knows? All we know is I'm reporting what we have, and I have literally, I think, like 3 sources for this video. Because this case happened like last year. Like the beginning of last year. So like we're about a year and a half in since our victim has sadly passed. So with that being said, let's get straight in the video.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So Lacey Fletcher was born on November 25th, 1982, to her parents Sheila and Clay Fletcher. Sheila was born on September 20th, 1957, and Clay was born the same year on August 8th. So we're going to talk about Lacey, because that's pretty much the person this, oh my gosh, who the story is pretty much all about, obviously. We're going to discuss Lacey, and basically, at some point in her life, she gets diagnosed with social anxiety. She was on the volleyball team and sang with the church. Her hobbies included like Disney movies, bowling, and toys. And at 16, she was diagnosed with autism. So then, of course, her freshman year of high school, she gets homeschooled. And then after this, she is rarely seen by anyone other than Sheila and Clay. So Sheila, of course, worked with the police and was a court clerk in Baker, Louisiana, which apparently was nearby Slaughter. And so, of course, she also was on the city council. And Clay apparently was working for the Civil War Roundtable, which apparently is like a organization that brings awareness to the sacrifices that are made by Civil War soldiers and basically has people appreciate them for the sacrifices they made. So apparently when Lacey is like 24, she sits down on her family's couch because she's still living with her family, of course, and like one day just couldn't get back up. Sources are saying she suffered from locked-in syndrome, but apparently other people are saying she didn't. And basically locked-in syndrome is apparently where you can't move or speak, but you can apparently communicate with your eyes. So, of course, Clay and Sheila, instead of, helping, this is your daughter, they basically let her fuse to the couch for the next 12 years. And so, obviously, Lacey got to use the bathroom because, again, she's a human being. It's 12 years. Sheila would just put a towel down and just, let Sheila, use the bathroom all of herself. And so, of course, they kept the rest of the house clean while letting their daughter literally be fused and die on this couch. And, of course, there are eventually going to be bed bugs and maggots. So then on the day of just January 3rd, 2022, Sheila calls the police to say that Lacey died. So, of course, they're expecting just a regular death, even though she was, in her 30s when she died, but they're expecting, just a regular death, nothing too crazy, because this is, a small town, less than 2,000 people, everybody know each other, everybody's business, you know the type. Let's get there, and they also find Lacey fused to the couch. Apparently, it was nothing like they'd ever seen before, you can imagine. The only thing that was covering her apparently was a blue shirt that was barely even covering her because she only weighed 96 pounds at the time of her death. She apparently was said to have died from sepsis and tested positive for COVID. And at the time, it is said that she had died between 48 and 72 hours before they arrived. And so apparently there were feces everywhere, including her face and hair. And apparently sources are even saying that Lacey apparently ate her own feces to basically survive off of. Is that true? We don't even know. I don't personally know. But, I mean, I guess I could see where, if you that desperate to survive, I could see where, you might do that. So then, of course, Sheila and Clay are obviously arrested. Because, what is this? And their defense lawyer says that Lacey is a grown-ass woman. She was too lazy to get up. And so, therefore, that's not neglect on my client's part. And so, the desk in front of the couch that Lacey was being fused to apparently had a bunch of cleaning products. And Sheila was saying that she was cleaning Lacey up, at least every day, if not every other day. Because, sources differ. So, of course, they get charged with murder in May of 2022. So, like 4 months after the murder. They both have $300,000 bail, so $600,000 altogether. They pay it, and they are currently released, and they are awaiting trial. So, yeah, that's all we know. That's currently all I got. Of course, this case, as crazy as it is, I feel there definitely should be updates. And so, of course, if I see any, I'll let you know. And I'll see you fellas in the next one. Bye.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Q.